Well, good evening to you. Welcome to Friday night J-League football, and what a game we have in store for you. The champions of Asia, the Urawa Reds, who are just 72 hours on from booking their place in the group stage of this season's Asian Champions League, against the greens of Shonan Bellmare, rooted to the foot of the J-League right now. And as you can see, going through a pretty miserable run of form, just one win in the last 5 against Sanfrecce Hiroshima. And they really do need a win. 10 games to go of the season, and they have to claw their way from the foot of the league right now. They're a point behind Yokohama FC, who are busy preparing for tomorrow's derby, the Yokohama derby against Marinos, where of course Urawa will be hoping for a favour from Yokohama FC. They do still harbour hopes of winning the J-League this season, but it is worth saying that they are big outsiders right now in the race for the title. They are 4th, but it's a 9-point gap to Yokohama F Marinos, 7 points to Vissel Kobe, and they are 4 behind Nagoya Grampus, who of course in their last J-League game they produced quite the performance against, to win by 1-0. Jose Kante there in shot, the man who scored the goal to earn that vital victory. For Shonan Bellmare, well, it has been a miserable run of form if you put aside the penalty shootout win against Cerezo Osaka in the Emperor's Cup. They just can't seem to win games right now. And in the last 10 in the J-League, in the last 15 in the J-League, and then all the way back to the last 20, well, they have only 1 victory. It is such a horrible run of form that they've been through. They actually started the season pretty well. If you went through March and into April, things were looking pretty good. They'd managed to climb the table in Shota Mishino and Yuki Ohashi. They had 2 players who were scoring goals regularly. And then, of course, Ohashi picked up an injury. Mashino was sold, and is now playing football, of course, in Germany. And since then, it's all gone wrong, and they have crashed to the foot of the table. And whereas we've seen the likes of Yokohama picking up results, we've seen Gamba Osaka go from bottom of the pile to all the way up in 11th with a sensational run of results. Now it's up to Shonan Bellmare to save their season. The team's on their way, led by Junpei Ida, the man in charge tonight. The Lemon Gas Stadium in Hiratsuka is host to Friday night football in the J-League tonight. Big game, Shonan Bellmare against Urawa Reds. It's a lovely warm evening over to the west of the capital. And Urawa have made the journey from Saitama to the north of Tokyo, all the way out beyond Yokohama to Hiratsuka, away to the west. Huge pressure on both sets of players. Urawa want to be in the title race, but to do that, Jose Kante and co are going to have to put a run of wins together, which will be somewhat unprecedented, really, for them. For Shonan Bellmare, quite simply, have to start winning. Down at the foot of the J-League right now, they are a point behind Yokohama, 2 behind Kashiwa Reysol. But then there's a big gap, 7 points to Kyoto Sanga. Shonan find themselves 9 points behind Kyoto Sanga. Well, we are very much at the business end of the season now. There is very little respite for these players. There's no room for error right now, and that maybe has been the selection of the 2 teams interesting. Satoshi Yamaguchi making 4 changes today. He's changed his goalkeeper. Songbum Kyon has made way for Daiki Tomi. Nose Yamada and Tisaro all drop out as well. as Taiyuki Hiraoka and Masaki Ikeda come in, and Tariq Elianusi will play up front alongside Yuki Ohashi. Daiki Tomi coming in goal is a bold change from the Shonan coach, his 5th start of this season. There is the team officials: Junpei Ida, Yosuke Takebi, Koji Morikawa and Masashiga Abe will run the game down on the field. And of course they are supported in the VAR booth by Yoshiri Imamura and Naoya Okawa. Well, it's been a busy week for Urawa Reds. It is only 72 hours ago that they played against Hong Kong opposition to book their place in the Champions League. And so inevitably there will be changes following that win against Lemon. Just a couple of changes today. Marius Høybråten is out at centre-half. The Norwegian is suspended. So for the first time this season, Alexander Schultz is without his Scandinavian partner. So Takuya Iwanami comes in. And Yoshiko Izuma has also made way in midfield, with Kaito Yasui returning to that position, playing just behind Jose Kante as the striker. Masi Escorza says he wants his side to go out and control this game and to dictate proceedings. Whether they can or not remains to be seen. In the build-up to this game, we've been looking at the Shonan Hiratsuka Fireworks Festival down on the riverfront. In the build-up to the game, there have been fireworks in the air. Will there be fireworks on the field as Shonan Bellmare get underway against Urawa Reds on Friday night football in the J-League? No room for error is the headline for both these teams if they want to achieve their goals for this season. Shonan Bellmare would not have expected to be bottom of the table right now, but that's where they find themselves. They have to fight for their lives, whereas Jose Kante and the Urawa Reds do want to have a say in the title race. They beat Nagoya Grampus and did some harm to their title hopes last week. Now they want to improve their own with a victory in Hiratsuka. The early touch here is for Takahiro Sekine, and it's going to come back here towards Alexander Schultz, who is playing on the left of the centre-backs today. We normally see him on the right with Marius Høybråten playing to the left, and be interested to see how that dynamic will change the makeup of the Urawa back line. They did make a number of changes at Lyon in the week, but it's back to their more orthodox J-League side today. And here is Alexander Schultz, the impressive Dane who settled into life in Japan so well since his move from Midtjylland in Denmark. Partnered today by Takuya Iwanami, his first start of the season, but vastly experienced defender, of course, at the age of 29. Not exactly a rookie coming in alongside Schultz. Iwanami with the ball delivered downfield. It's beautifully measured as well. This is Tomoaki Okubo, whose cross is charged down. And an early corner for the visitors here. An opportunity to strike early. Ken Iwa will go across and take the corner as Schultz and Iwanama leisurely make their way forward from their defensive position. They'd love an early goal here, wouldn't it? It would certainly give them such a massive lift. Akimoto is also inside the penalty area. Ken Iwao in the corner, and it's well met at the near post. Good header away by Tariq Elianoussi. The one who's come in today. Got to find goals. Quite simply, that's what they need right now. Here's the delivery again, and Kante is arriving. It's a very good defensive header first time away. Second one as well. It's a steepler of a cross, which is going to drop behind the goal, and no problem at all for Daiki Tomi coming in goal today. Long-time backup goalkeeper, of course, at Bellmare. Nicely tidied up by Hiroki Sakai. And Nishikawa goes downfield looking for Sekine. This is Hata. That's a teasing little ball. And Yuki Ohashi was just making things awkward for Nishikawa, who read it well and saw the bounce. Take it into his chest and deal with it comfortably. It is worth pointing out that Urawa's main problem this season has been a lack of goals for Matchweek Yasusada's side. They are the lowest scorers in the side that you would class as challengers up in the upper reaches of the table. Very good defensively, but something they could do with improving their goal-scoring record. That's been an issue for them all season. They've been rotating the strikers throughout. It's nicely done by Ohashi, and they managed to find a way through, but it's away very well by Akimoto, who held his line. Really good approach play by Sugioka. Akimoto did well, and he needed to. Here is Akimoto. Issue for Shonan Bellmare, of course, has not been the goals. They've scored plenty of them. They are very much the entertainers, but conceded so many. Only Consadole Sapporo are anywhere near them in terms of goals conceded. It's a good challenge by Sugioka. Got a block on that, and measured by Ono to see the ball out of play. Hiroki Sakai a little frustrated that they weren't able to make anything of that. One of the most respected players, of course, in the J-League, the 33-year-old. Returned to Japan from his spell. 9 years in Europe with Hanover in the Bundesliga in Germany and Marseille in France. Takehiro Sekine. Here is Sakai. He's airmailed that one, hasn't he? Got it completely wrong. He's been quite open in the build-up to this game, as Matchweek scores there, about the difficulties of turning round from playing in the Champions League on Tuesday to playing this evening. I think he would have preferred an extra day of recovery from a game that they won pretty comfortably, it must be said, in the qualifiers. Still facing a turnaround that no one else, of course, has had to face. They, of course, fortunately were at home in that Asian Champions League qualifier against Lemon. they are on the road for the next 3 games, starting today. Followed up with a trip to Niigata against Albirex, and then a cup match against Gamba Osaka. And of course they have the 2-legged tie. Not many teams want to face Gamba Osaka right now. What a turnaround in form they've had of late. Iwanama, Alexander Schultz, Takehiro Sekine. Much has been made about the way that Scores' side play right now, with the fullbacks moving into midfield. It's a very modern phenomenon, first made famous by the champions of Europe, Manchester City, right now. That's a decent ball by Taiga Hata. In the way was Takehiro Akimoto. Good start to this game. It's flowing nicely. Just waiting for the first real chance. It's in towards Ohashi, who controlled the ball beautifully on his chest and then was strong enough to get the shot away. It's a little unfortunate. Started the season in electrifying form, didn't he, with a hat-trick on the opening day. Didn't score for 4 months after that. Picked up injury, of course, along the way. But he's found a nice little run of form. Mizuki Ohashi. 4 goals in his last 4 games. 7 in the last 10. Nicely done by Taiki Tomi. This is Kazunari Ono. Towards Sugioka. We don't exactly have to beg for vocal support in Japanese stadiums in the J-League, but the message was put out by Sugioka and co this week. And everyone's in this battle together at the foot of the table. Fight for each other, to work with each other, to get them away from what is quite a precarious situation in which Shonan Bellmare find themselves right now. 12th last season, but you never felt they were in any real danger. Always had enough to get away from the teams who would eventually go down. And of course, previous to that, they had flirted with relegation. That's nicely done for Sekine. The goalkeeper will come and gather. Difficult ball to deliver as he was running away from goal. Had to swivel and turn and cross in one movement. That's nice by Elianusi. Well, his ball outside towards Taiya Hiroaka. Couldn't be kept in place. A little unfortunate, really. Just difficult as he's running there to deliver, as the support was slowly arriving inside the Shonan Bellmare penalty area. Sakai has just tried to steal a metre or two there and is sent back by the referee. It's a really good following who have made the journey with the Reds today. It is only 80-90 kilometres from Saitama to Hiratsuka. Natsuki Kaito has just got a problem here where he was just caught as he laid the ball off. A little slow in getting up. He's been in super form. One of those that has really caught the eye of late. And it's prompted a lot of speculation about a move to Europe for him. It was very late, wasn't it? It's been a summer of moves for J-League players, with so many making the long journey to Europe. So many big names now heading over to apply their trade there. J-League alumni. It's been quite the celebration this week, really, for both of these two clubs. Shonan Bellmare and Urawa Reds, who are the two teams that developed Wataru Endo. Wataru Endo, of course, who made his debut for the European giants Liverpool last week in the Premier League. Both clubs were able to celebrate that and take the plaudits for it. Liverpool, of course, such a big deal in Japan. Wataru Endo now flying the flag for Japanese football, alongside Mitoma and Tomiyasu in the Premier League in England. So Okamoto with the header. Ito will return, having sorted out the problems with his boots. And he's danced around there. And an opportunity here for the home side. It's a lovely ball, and the delivery towards Elyounoussi. And the defender does get in the way. Ito was there, right on top of him. It's a foul by Kaito Yosu. He was holding his own and being held himself. Unfortunate to lose out there, isn't he? It's Taigahata. Goalkeeper is coming and he's not getting there. It's Nishikawa. He's going to come to Daiki Sugioka. Ohashi. On by Tanaka. It's a bit of a waste. Got themselves into a good area there, and Sugioka looking for the run, never got the he wants. It's just the goalkeeper here. He comes and flies for it, but he maybe give him benefit of the doubt. There were little fingertips on the ball to take it away from the oncoming forward. Takuya Iwanawa. There's Alexander Schultz. Risky, given away. This is Yuki Ohashi and Sugioka. There's no one there in the middle now. Ohashi. Desperately trying to work something with Hiroaka. And a little dart by Ohashi. It's Alexander Schultz in the way. Really good counter-attack developing there. Credit to the defence who slowed it down, but also they slowed it down themselves. Nice touch by Ohashi again. That's towards Elyounoussi. Again, the red and black shirts are in the way. And away by Okubo. Back in it goes again, Ohashi. The game is very narrow right now, and a really good read by Takehiro Akimoto, and he can go when he goes. He's moving at real pace here, is the fullback, and he's got a bump in the back. It might be a yellow card this, you know, for Tatsunoshi Tanaka. even if the contact was minimal, once the hands went into the back of Akimoto, the yellow card and free kick were inevitable. Free kick in a good area. It's still goalless here. And we're still waiting for really the first opportunity of the game. Once again, Akimoto has joined Iwanama and Schultz inside the penalty area. Keniwa is over the free kick. He tends to be in these areas. Kante with a touch. It comes back off the woodwork. Akimoto is denied. And so too was Okubo. Well, it's a let-off from the initial delivery. Kante may or may not have got a touch. As it was, the goalkeeper was relieved to see it come back off the woodwork and not creep in that far side of the goal. Iwao loses out. Here's Elianusi. Yuki Ohashi is fouled by Schultz. Let off for the home side. Idea was nice, but the execution of it between Masaki Ikeda and Taiga Hata not quite so. Here's the delivery. Is there a touch by Kante? Well, the goalkeeper might have got a touch on that, you know. That's a really good angle that we've seen there on that replay, and it might well have turned into a really good save by Daiki Tomi. As though it had crept all the way through. The goalkeeper had missed it. As it is, it might well have been a brilliant fingertip stop. Saka is having the best of days so far. Nicely measured ball towards Hiraoka. Sugioka was getting up in support, but Sakai was in the way. Nicely done. Left towards Ohashi. Now moving away from goal. The strike, which was hit with good power by Ikeda, was well charged down. Okamoto. He's gone for the return here. Just maybe got a little bit too congested. It all started to happen a little too quickly. They are threatening to break through without actually getting anything like a chance at the moment. Shonan Bellmare. At the other end, we've seen that one opportunity from the free kick that's hit the woodwork. This is Tanaka. That's nicely done. And there's three in the middle. Looking for Ohashi, away by Iwanami. It's nicely done again, Sugioka. Held up well by Tomoaki Okubo. He's going to come to Elianusi. Can't quite find the ball for Hata. Akimoto was in the way. Interesting little battle over on this near side of the field. Okamoto. Hata. He's come from an offside position to gather that ball. There's Takuya Okamoto. Well, the players will pause because that's a natural break in play. As we say, it's a lovely warm evening in Hiratsuka, and they will take the opportunity to take on some hydration. It's been a good game. It's been really open. What you would say is that Urawa have been quite composed and controlled about the game so far. Shonan Bellmare have been intense and full of energy. It's not quite found that quality in the final third of the field. Bearing in mind that we're heading towards 7:30 at night, the temperature is still above 30 degrees in Hiratsuka, which is why the players are able to have the water break and take on some fluids. Particularly hot this last few days. And no doubt will be hot tomorrow as well. On and off the pitch, of course, for a Yokohama derby. Always intense when those two go head-to-head, bearing in mind the history of the two clubs. Another busy weekend in the J-League. Friday night football between Shonan Bellmare and Urawa Reds. Shosaku Nishikawa will get us moving again. His fans made the journey down behind that goal. As we say, there is no space for anyone else behind that goal. Alexander Schultz will leave the ball for Akimoto to take the throw. Just about legal, perhaps. Isn't the most orthodox way of taking a throw in. Should we leave it at that? Iwanawa. Sakai had made another run from fullback, but all over the back of the back three. It's a nice way that they have to break down back threes. The Massier scores this side. They push the fullbacks on a long way high up the field. They try to hit them with direct balls. They try to catch the wing backs out who are already busy with the wide attacking players. That's a lovely turn by Yasui, and this is on for Sekine. A touch the control. The pass picks out the one green shirt with two red shirts either side of him. That's a foul on Elianusi. Kenivo having a little reach around legally. Great read by Sakai. It's not the best ball in the world by Ono. Sakai for Kante. Bit of a nothing ball back towards his captain. He's done well to win it back as Kante. This is Okubo. And the challenge. We'll see the ball out for a corner. something good was building, then they made a mess of it, but they managed to dig something out of it. Now they have a corner. Once again, Kenny Val will go to take the set piece. Corner for the visitors. Set pieces have represented their best opportunities, and it really nearly gets them a goal. The strike was hit fiercely by Sekine, and the deflection away from Yuki Ohashi as it was heading towards goal. Could have got anywhere from the touch off the defender, took it wide of the post. Another corner. Is this to be their moment? It's right underneath the crossbar. The goalkeeper gets enough of a touch on the ball. Back in by Okubo, headed across goal by Schultz, but there's nobody there to turn the ball home. Okubo again. On by Atsuki Ito. Not averse to seeing him in the penalty area. He's played quite a reserve role so far today. Very much anchoring the side and staying back for set pieces as well. So, not be surprised to see him bombing on forward a little later in the game. Alexander Schultz will go back towards his goalkeeper here, and this is just again an example of the measure of the composure that Urawa Reds have. Confidence in where they're at right now. Happy to be in possession of the ball, waiting for the opportunity to find a way through. The other side able to do so far. Akimoto. What we will say, and as we have mentioned, is the lowest scorers in the top half of the table, and the sides vying for the top places, that if they don't score, and they don't score enough to be able to sit comfortably enough in games, games are always on a knife edge, really. Time for Nishikawa, certainly made it look like he had. Probably a few who had their hearts in their mouths for a moment. Okamoto. Ata. This is Elianusi. The pass is wayward from Kim Muntai. Ono. It's not the worst ball in the world, and it's well measured and well picked up by Yuki Ohashi, but the pass that followed was not the best. Certainly got a frustrated look towards him from Hiraoka. Tata. Okamoto. And again Okamoto. Schultz in the way. Can't imagine that Alexander Schultz would be too far away in the reckoning for a Player of the Year in the J-League this season. He has been quite imperious. Long way to go before we get to those sort of decisions, though. Certainly in the first two-thirds. He really has been outstanding, and we'll talk about how few they score, but it's also how little they concede as well. 19 goals conceded by Urawa Reds this season is the lowest in the J-League. Only scored 29 on the Avispa Fukuoka. In the, well, outside the bottom three have scored less. Shonan themselves, who are bottom of the table, have scored more. Strange old game, isn't it, at times? One team's fourth, one team's bottom, and the bottom team has scored more than the team in fourth place. They'd love a goal here. Headed away. Flick across goal was a good one by Okamoto. Just caught the defender napping for a moment. And Iwanama will tidy up and move the ball on towards Schultz here. For the first time today, we've got a little bit of quiet inside the stadium as the supporters wait to start their next batch of singing and shouting in this raucous Lemon Gas Stadium. Takehiro Sekine. That's nicely done. Okubo was looking to release Sakai. Good read by Okubo. Tidy feet as well. He's going to win a throw. There's Okubo, much to the consternation of the defender, who was Hiraoka. And following a debate and discussion, the throw-in does remain with Urawa. It's a nice little touch. Okubo. Kante. Schultz will join in. Akimoto. Schultz has continued his run here. He's able to help out Akimoto. Had a careless touch. And a careless touch there from Okamoto. Concedes the free kick for the foul on Sekine. Made sure he got him, didn't he? First one was a bit of a lunge. The second was a nibble, shall we say, on Takehiro Sekine, the 28-year-old. Returned after his own spell in Germany at Ingolstadt 4 years ago. That little spell at Sint-Truiden as well, didn't he, after they had their Japanese owners take charge. And, well, you'll find quite a few Japanese players now under Japanese ownership. Ken Iwa with the delivery. He's gone all the way across to the far post to try and change the direction of the attack. It wasn't the worst idea in the world as Iwanami headed it back across goal. Dealt with by the defence, albeit very comfortably though. Ito. Iwanami helps it on. Sakai can't quite take it in. Then a throw. The one arm. Sweeping ball. Akimoto, brilliant take! But he had to take it so quickly as he chested the ball down. And the final finish goes over the top. What a take that is, but it's so unfortunate because he's got to get the shot away before the goalkeeper arrives. That's why he couldn't keep the final effort down. In the end, he seemed to crash into his own player rather than the goalkeeper. Did wonder for a moment whether or not VAR would get involved with the late challenge by the goalkeeper. In the end, Akimoto left through what was the best chance we've seen from open play. Daiki Tomi is left prostrate on the floor. Slow in getting up the goalkeeper. He's okay, Daiki Tomi. Will be okay to continue, albeit battered and bruised. He played a lot of games in the lower reaches of Japanese football. We say lower reaches, of course. The second and third tiers are still very respected with great crowds. And there's a very good pathway for players. It's been mainly backup, of course. And Shonan Bellmare to wait for his opportunity. Called upon today in the absence of Song Bum-kyun. Samoshi Yamaguchi will look on and just make sure that his goalkeeper is okay. Worrying times for Shonan Bellmare fans. But they are very much in this game. The question is, if they do go behind, have they got the wherewithal and the powers of recovery to get back into it, given the results that they've had? Will be frustrated is when they do get free kicks in situations like that. They fire it long, and soon as they got the ball, and they are losing it, almost feeding on scraps at time. Tokomoto forward again. It's long and hopeful. Says to Yukio Hashi, can you do four as well? He's ended up on the floor. Akimoto, who fires a lovely ball towards Kaito Yasui. It's not a great challenge, but play will go on, because this is a Kubo! And he's not far away. There's Tomoaki Akubo. The challenging back play is going to result in a yellow card. It wasn't a good one, it has to be said. Kaito Yasui. He's left flat out on the floor by Taya Hiraoka. The youngster will get a yellow card for that. Be able to have any complaints. It was a little bit of a wild lunge. yellow card for the 20-year-old. To be careful, that's his third of the campaign. What they are just doing at the moment is they're just having a check on it, just to make sure there was no high contact from Hiratsuka. And VAR were just having a little look at it, just to make sure that what looked a bad challenge at first was not as bad as we first thought. And I think once we saw the replay of it, we saw that it was a yellow card, and that of course has been rubber stamped and confirmed in the VAR booth. Nowhere for Yasui to go there, and off from Tanaka downfield looking for Ohashi. Alexander Schultz will tidy up and find Hiroki Sakai. It's forward towards Conte. Kubo ends up on the floor, holding his foot. It's another yellow card. Kazari Ono maybe just got a little too tight there. Clumsy more than anything, isn't it? From the veteran. Well, there's 4 minutes of time being added on at the end of the first half. And then Hiratsuka. They've created one really good chance from open play and one from a free kick of the visitors. Well, they haven't managed to get themselves in front in a game that you feel they have had the better of so far. Now Ken Iwao will take the free kick, half away by the goalkeeper. And now there is a chance of a counter-attack as Sugioka moves the ball on. He's looking for Elianusi and Ken Iwao, who, having taken the free kick, managed to be the last man defensively to get the ball away. Can they go from one end of the field to the other here? That's towards Tariq Elianusi, who turns beautifully. Now he needs some support. It has arrived. Chance won't present itself, will it, right now, for the team in green. Not much has gone their way today so far. Plenty to ponder for him. Very much in this game, but not quite having the quality to turn that competitive edge that they have into quality chances. Not trouble Nishikawa at all, and not really giving Nishikawa anything to think about. Maybe they can do that in the last couple of minutes of this first half. Kante. It's another challenge by Kimonte, who is going to get a word from the referee, and a word will suffice. And given the yellow card we saw a little earlier, might have just had a little stroke of luck there, shall we say, in the South Korean. I think the reaction from Akimoto, and a couple of the Urawa players would suggest the same as well. And I think that face would suggest a man who may have just felt he's got away with one that it was a little cynical. That's a ball that's looking over the top for Sakai, who is suggesting that he was held. He wants a penalty. Let's have a look. The free kick was taken quickly. There is a grab towards the shirt, isn't there, from Sugioka, but he does release it. And that release may just have been enough to get Sugioka off the hook there. Idea was great. Again, not quite getting the execution of it right. Such a small percentage rate for completion for a ball like that. It's to be absolutely perfect, as does the touch of the recipient. It's been everything we expected it to be on Friday night football in the J-League. Jose Kante, the match winner last time out in the J-League for Urawa Reds, going very, very close with a header that was tipped on the post by backup goalkeeper Daiki Tomi. And then we've had one opportunity as well for Takahiro Akimoto, who broke through the rear guard and volleyed over after a wonderful first touch. Apart from that, the chances have been few and far between. Shonan Bellmare have been very competitive. They are very much in this game. Not been able to carve out anything that you'd class as a real chance, and certainly Shusaku Nishikawa in the Urawa Reds goal hasn't been troubled in any way. But a side that is fighting for their J-League futures at the bottom of the table are giving their all, and they are very much in this game against the champions of Asia, the Urawa Reds, who qualified for the Champions League again just a couple of days ago. Maybe they're a little flat today, but at half-time here, Shonan Bellmare 0, Urawa Reds 0. Well, welcome back to the Lemon Gas Stadium in Hiratsuka. There is a change for the Urawa Reds at half-time. Yoshio Koizumi has come on for Kaito Yasui, who, of course, got that bang just before half-time. So on in his place will come a man who has started the last couple of games and has contributed an important couple of goals again. And who joined Urawa in 2021, the 26-year-old who comes on to replace him. Well, it's been a really interesting game. It's been a really good battle out there as well. Jose Kante has seen a header flicked onto the post by the goalkeeper. And Akimoto went close as well, but apart from that, it's been a real tactical battle out there. The visitors have been the most composed. They've certainly had the better of it. But Shonan Bellmare are still very much in this game, and they have been very competitive. Daiko Tomi in goal, coming in today, has done well. The better of the game with the visitors so far, but that could change in an instant. No changes for the home side for this second half. Tariq Elianusi is going to be penalised here, maybe just a bang of the arm across Takuya Iwaname. You see just a little left arm there going into the ribs of the man who's come in today, Manias Høybråten, of course, ruled out through suspension. The Norwegian who has been outstanding all season for Urawa Reds, alongside Alexander Schultz. This is the first time they've had to break up that central defensive partnership. The Norwegian ruled out. Schultz, who normally plays on the right of the two, over to the left. Now they've given the ball away here a little carelessly. Akimoto steps in with a challenge, and then Tsukito gets it away. Could have made better of that. Satoshi Tanaka trying to get them moving. And they're trying to get moving again. And the effort is by Tariq Elianusi. It's not the easiest of chances in the world. That said, it wasn't the best attempt in the world. You do feel the first goal is absolutely vital in this game. If Shonan get it, then you do feel that they will feel they can win this game, and they can break what has been a pretty miserable run of form in the J-League. One win in the last 19. Across the drifted across. Tommy was looking anxiously towards his far post. As it is, the flag is up for offside, so it will bring an end to the attack. Tight one, isn't it? And they actually scored from that. And the cross comes in from Tomoaki Yakubo. They needed lines, rulers, protractors and all sorts. That's a nice touch by Elianusi. Make good ground here. Again with Hiroaka. It's a ball that's bending agonisingly across goal from Daiki Sugioka. And again, one of those moments where you feel something is developing for the home side, and in a moment it's gone. And that's what's happened, perhaps, all too often for them in this game. Game played in a really good atmosphere in the stands, good atmosphere on the field as well. They had to have any interaction from the referee. A couple of yellow cards we've had. Okubo can't find a way past Sugioka. Kante, Koizumi, Sugioka in the way. Looks a foul and is a foul. by Iwanimi. The free kick is taken quickly and a chance to advance. Ata moves the ball on and gets the return. This cross is charged down. It is certainly what the Urawa Reds do well, is that they work hard defensively for each other. So Akamoto there, just for a moment switched off here. The cross is half headed away. Kozumi will find Akimoto. Again, he steps away from the challenge so well. And Sekine is fouled. And it's a yellow card for Elianusi, who thought about protesting in his innocence, but then thought better of it. There's enough contact there for the referee to get involved. Tariq Elianusi, who was Aikor in Sweden, but has travelled around Europe from his early days at Fredrikstad, played in the Netherlands with Heerenveen and Rosenborg, and then of course Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga, before then moving around and going to Germany and Azerbaijan and then on to Sweden, the Norwegian. Hiroki Sakai has been penalised there for a little bit of a lunge, which has left a mark on the defender. Ono it was who got to the ball first and was caught by the Urawa captain. Went through that little period in the first half where the referee showed a few yellow cards, deciding that one wasn't worthy of one. Three yellow cards so far in the game. Flick will take the ball away from the charging Sugioka. Header was by Sakai. After an initial flick it was by Uraoka. Let's Uraoka again. Well, that's Ito, who's done wonderfully well. Won the ball and then won the throw. Muntai goes back towards Daiki Tomi. Interesting looking challenge. It was by Ken Ival, but referee happy to let it go. And on by Akimoto. This is Sekine. Well, he's beaten his man. Away by Sugioka. Okubo, an opportunity to deliver again. Clever little ball inside the penalty area for Hiroki Sakai. Again, the defence does its job. Iwanami. It's a beautiful switch. Crossfield pass to pick out Takehiro Sekine. Ken Ival. Okubo. Schultz. That's nice. And the charge down is by Taigi Hata. It is a corner. again. Schultz, Iwanami and Sakai and Akimoto all make their way inside the penalty area. As Kenny Val comes across to take the corner. We're in the 10th minute of the second half. It's the change in direction. Val again delivers. And it's flicked on and up over the top of his own bar by Sugioka. And they'll try again. A number of set pieces where they have maintained a constant threat throughout of the champions of Asia. Set to start their defence in the next week. There's the delivery by Ival, but he doesn't get the purchase on it that he would have wanted to do. So they'll try again. It's a third corner in quick succession, all from that far side of the field. Kenival with his right foot will take it, and it's away by the goalkeeper. This is Okubo, and it never really got into a position where he could strike the shot with any real purpose or purchase, really. In the end, it was a wild effort. It's a foul by Iwanami. Might just have a word from the referee, who will say that's your last one. That there's been a couple of those from the man who's come in today for Brighton and done well. Alexander Schultz managed Elianusi so well there. Forced him into the error. Nicely done by Okubo. That's even nicer, to ride the challenge of Ono. Couldn't quite find the pass for Sekine. Forward by Sugioka. Lovely take by Yuki Ohashi. Really lively early on in the game. He's got a little bit peripheral of late. We want to have a big say in what time remains in this game. That's a nice dummy. And the goalkeeper is actually a little bit out of position there. It was a miscued cross in the end by Sugioka, but it actually come down a bit. It could easily have gone in. Really good by Tomowaki Okubo, isn't it? Lovely awareness and appreciation. A little unfortunate that he didn't quite get the legs on the pass that he wanted. For Kante, goalkeeper is coming and had to get a hurry on. Sose Kante closed him down. It's a little late on Elianuse. Play goes on. Kante had come short. It's a little long for Ohashi. Here's Alexander Schultz. Iwanami has fizzed that one forward. Again, the idea is to get in behind the wing backs to release Sakai, but such a difficult ball to pull off. Nagioka will eventually take the throw in. There's a foul as well. Player Hiratsuka. Ito was suggesting that some ground had been stolen with the throw, and also the length of time it took to take it. That's a bit of a break for Akimoto. His touch could have gone anywhere there. Carried the ball off his shin straight through to the goalkeeper. Iwanami. Closing down. Great hunger. Something that Taiya Hiratsuka does bring to this side. Full of energy in midfield is the youngster. They need energy, they need quality. Really seen much of Masaki Ikeda or Tanaka. You wouldn't really expect Tanaka to be the one bombing on from midfield, but that's what they need to do to try and get into good possessions. Iwanami. Okubo. Winning that challenge beautifully. And Okubo goes on. And the defender is Kim Mun-tae, and he does enough just to stop his progress at the final stage before he was in on goal. Kozumi. Ito's made a forward run here, and he's inside the penalty area. And a touch away will carry the ball to Akimoto. And that's towards Kante. His header back only goes to Hiratsuka. Not the best clearance from him. Kante, curling shot, wonderful goal. Oh, it's a touch of brilliance from Jose Kante. It's a goal out of absolutely nothing. He's hardly been in the game, but now he's brought it to life. It's a magnificent moment. How about that? Oh, it's a work of art from Jose Kante. A brilliant goal. The Guinea international with another vital goal. It's 6 for the season now in the J-League for the man from Guinea. He got the winner last week against Nagoya Grampus, and he's got the opener today. Goals that could be so important. Now can they find an answer? Elianusi across goal. Well, we said the first goal so important in this game. Okubo. Kante, who must be high on adrenaline after that wonderful finish. Wasn't a bad goal he scored against Nagoya either. Fair to say that the man who turns 33 in a month's time hasn't had it all the way that he maybe would have expected this season in the J-League. He's been a starter probably half the time, and it's never really been a consistent run of form for him. He's found his difficulties, but now what a good time to to strike a rich vein of form. The response from Shonan Bellmare will be immediate. A double change is coming. Saro is getting ready, as too is Fukuda. That's Kante, Kuzumi, Sekine, Hatad as well. Here comes Akimoto, the challenge. 20 minutes played in the second half in the Lemon Gas Stadium. And here come the changes. Well, first will be Elianusi making way for Akira Desaro. Koya Kuno, on loan from Gambaro Osaka, will be the second man on. And he has dual Italian-Japanese heritage on to lead the line. And of course, Okeno will come on in his usual midfield position. Ball towards Ata, and Desaro is waiting. It's too far away from making a real impact. Signed from Shimizu S-Pulse following their relegation. Brought in, scored a lot of goals in the third tier with Kitakyushu. And of course had that period on loan at Yamagata as well, where he scored a lot of goals. Now Shonan Bellmare need goals. Alexander Schultz, Jose Kante. It's a nice switch for Sakai. Okubo. Noticeable that the visitors had started to commit more men to attack, with Natsuki Ito coming forward. Okubo has a little bit of tightness, a little bit of cramp, and that will prompt a quick change. As we mentioned, the quick turnaround for them from playing in the Asian Champions League qualifier just the other day. Okubo was one of those players who did play, albeit he was withdrawn around the 75-minute mark. And he will make way again here. And as the players stop at the three-quarter mark, we can have a look at Jose Kante's goal. It's a thing of beauty, it really is. What a finish that is. Could not have placed it any better. Big goal from a player brought in to provide big moments for the Urawa Reds. 6 goals this season in the J-League for him. And they need him to make a big contribution. Born and raised in Spain, that's where he had his football education. He was at the second tier of Spanish football. Here will come that change now with Okubo making way. And Shota Nakajima will come on. Started his first game for his new club in midweek in that Asian Champions League game. The man who turned 29 2 days ago is on to celebrate a late birthday. with what he hopes will be a victory. Brought back from where he was playing in the Turkish Super League. And of course, being at Porto, Alain and Portimonense in the last couple of years. Nakajima's first involvement is to win a corner. Five years away from Japan. And he left Tokyo. Straight away, Nakajima will take the corner himself. Ken Ival gives up the duty of set pieces. As Urawa look for a second goal, the header is an important one away. That's a foul by Disaro, who will plead his case, but was a little rash going into the challenge like that. Clumsy. Ken Ival will come across and take the free kick. Inside the final 20 minutes now in the Lemon Gas Stadium. Urawa lead in a game of few chances. A second goal you feel would end it. Ival, it was a free header. It wasn't the best delivery or the best delivered header in the world from Iwanami as it was. It turns out it was irrelevant because there was a little bit of holding, which may have led to him having a free header. And so the home side can make a couple of changes. Hirokazu Ishihara and Naoki Yamada will come on. Taigi Hata and Tayoya Hiroki. And on comes Naoki Yamada. Has had that long career now in the top flight in the J-League. 15 years of senior football in Japan, and entirety and the whole of it has been spent playing at either Shonan or Urawa. Made his bow for the Urawa Red Diamonds in 2008. Loan spells at Shonan in 2015, 2017 and 2019, and then joined the club permanently in 2020. That's a ball towards Disaro, who again was determined to win the ball, and so clearing it, the defender lost the boot. The lead is narrow, but can they carve out that one big chance? That's what they need. That's what they've not had so far, Shonan Bellmare. Ishihara. Nice feet. Not the worst ball in the world, and away by Schultz. Well, they need a hero, don't they? The Shonan Bellmare. Old or young, they'll take a goal from anyone. They'll take it off someone's backside. Sugioka with the corner. Goalkeeper is coming, and he does enough. Kuzumi will help the ball away a little further. Retrieved by Yamada. Touch was a little heavy, but able to step away from Kante, whose press wasn't the most intense we've ever seen, I think it's fair to say. Nishikawa downfield. There's enough of a bump in the back of Yuki Ohashi. fresh legs coming for Urawa in a moment. Takuya Ogawara is going to join us. He's started to become important this season, having been away on loan in Niigata and Kyoto Sanga last couple of years. Not the worst ball in the world, and Schultz looking to win the header. Batted into Yuki Ohashi, who did go down. It looked at first as though there was significant contact between the two, but maybe not so much. Takahiro Sekine is going to make way. A smile from him. 15 minutes remain in this game. Sekine will make way for Ogiwara. Another good shift from the 28-year-old. Well, new boots, they'll be hoping will be hot boots for him, because they need a goal from somewhere. Schultz for Akimoto. Komoto. Gisaro. Kim Muntae. This is Kazunari Ono. Daiki Sugioka. That's nice, it's a clever ball, Yamada. Sugioka, Yamada again. Well, they've still got it here, and they have the opportunity to try and carve something out. Ishihara's cross, and Alexander Schultz with the header again. What we mentioned in the first half is importance to this team. And Sakai has taken a bang there. Not one who would generally go down easily. Well, they're hoping their side can see this through. They're determined to see this through. Sugioka with a corner. A goal now would be massive. It would bring the stadium alight. Tanaka. Ishihara. The header was met well by Ohashi, but it was straight at the goalkeeper. It's as good a chance as they've had. Yuki Ohashi, remember, is in decent goal-scoring form in League and Cup right now. 4 in his last 4. Alexander Schultz. Header by Sakai. Kim Muntae does well. Atsuki Ito. Akimoto. Says to Ogiwara, get up after that, but not on the same wavelength. Well, we're approaching the final 10 minutes in Hiratsuka. The game is panning out the way you would expect. The team in fourth, leading the team bottom of the J-League right now. And the team at the bottom just really created their first chance of this game. And we're hoping there's more. Iwanami. Nice touch by Kenny Bao. On by Kante. Looking at that reverse ball for Ogiwara. Kante has stayed down here. Play is going on around an injury for the Guinea forward. Okamoto who made the challenge. Well, everyone wants to have a word with the referee and have a little say about things. Disaro getting some instructions from Yamaguchi, his coach. So Kante is certainly making his feelings known. The referee says, right, you've made your point, now you can get up. More fresh legs coming in the shape of Ohata, Ayumu Ohata, the 22-year-old fullback. Looks like he's going to replace Hiroki Sakai. Still labouring somewhat. He's probably going to make way now anyway for Shinzo Koroki. One legendary veteran will make way, and another legendary veteran will come on. Koroki for Kante, Ohata for Sakai. Shinzo Koroki, who went through a period where you'd say he was at the real peak of his powers in the 2010 to 2020 region, where he scored double-figure goals for 9 consecutive seasons. A wonderful run. 20, his best return in 2017. Worth pointing out that he has been the main striker this season as well for Urawa. He's featured in every single game. This is the 9th time that he's come off the bench. It's a decent little ball. Again, it's well dealt with by Schultz. Might be a free kick. The challenge that was made by Okuno just got the flag from the assistant on the far side. Well, they're going to have to dig really deep here, Shonan Bellmare, if they are to rescue anything from this game. I mentioned the difficulties they've had, and funnily enough, they've only failed to score once in the last 6 games. That was after a period where they'd struggled really to score goals. But in those games when they have been scoring, it's mainly been won again. If you look aside from the 2-2 draw that they picked up in Niigata against Albirex when they were 2-0 up early on through Ohashi and Disaro. Yuki Ohashi has been in good goal-scoring form. 2 Takagi goals late on denied them a big win. That would have followed a victory against Sanfrecce Hiroshima when Ohashi had scored the only goal. And their spirit knocked out of them by Gambaro Osaka, the J-League's informed team right now. Now with 5 minutes to go, plus 5 minutes or so stoppage time, they're trying to rescue this game. What Urawa Reds have done is manage this game superbly. They've kept Shonan Bellmare's opportunities and kept them to a minimum, really. Nishikawa downfield. Koroki can't quite pick that up. It's actually very nicely done by Ishihara and Okuno. And here they come again. Oh, that's great. Persistence and battling once again to the last. Well, they've got to throw everything at this now. And Sho Fukuda, who we thought we were going to see a little earlier, now does come on for Takuya Okamoto. And so, midfielder for a defender, an extra creative player. This talented 22-year-old comes on. Delivery is looking for Ohashi. It's a nice step by Yamada. Nothing that way, so we're going to try the other way. Kusumi with a challenge. Here's his first touch for Fukuda. Delivery. Disaro threw himself at it. It was well watched by Iwanami. Disaro. Touch wouldn't stay with him. Probably going to be a foul by Koroki. Physical contact to try and win the ball, but not to cause a free kick against him, but just kept hold too long and knew what he'd done straight away. It's a decent header, but there's no one there to pick up the pieces of it. And it's comfortable for Nishikawa. One of those from Kim Muntae that he just needed someone to follow it up, really. A little straight, maybe. That's towards Koroki. Couldn't keep it. Nicely done by Tanaka. Hashi. Disaro was offside, which meant that they had to delay the pass forward. It was very well seen, to be honest, by Satoshi Tanaka. Here we go again. Just won't come down for Fukuda. And the Guns are playing 2 at the back here, Shonan Bellmare. Fullback's very, very high. 2 at the back with Tanaka just in front. Trying to rescue something from this game. Anything to give them a lift. A point, remember, behind Yokohama at the bottom of the table. 2 behind Kashiwa Reysol. The more games they take nothing from, the closer they get to relegation. Now they will look towards the fourth official and hope that Masashige Abe will hold up a high number on the board. Can't imagine it'll be too high. It's a game that's flowed very freely. Not have massive stoppages. It might be irrelevant. Koizumi, and on by Nakajima, and it's a really good save. So close to his first goal in the J-League since returning to the country. Huge, huge stop from Daiki Tomi. Big opportunity for Shoya Nakajima. Sugioka, 6 minutes of stoppage time. They've played nearly a minute of it already, and Disaro has won a corner. Well, if ever they needed the delivery of a lifetime, it's now. Captain's responsibility. Daiki Sugioka. Schultz half away. The shot was well charged down by Nakajima. Off they go on the chase. Nicely done. Between defender and goalkeeper. That's not so nicely done though. By Tanaka, he's saw that straight out of play. And there's a problem back there. This is going to require a little bit of a flick and a stretch before perhaps inevitably Takuya Iwanami. First start of the season for him in the J-League today, remember, in the absence of Marius Oibraten. But Oibraten might not be there. Schultz has led that back line brilliantly, partnered by Iwanami. And they're heading for another clean sheet. And thanks to Jose Kante, they're heading for a 1-0 win. And we're already nearly halfway through the stoppage time as well. Well, all the hands have been played now. All the cards are on the table. And you have to say Shonan Bellmare is the home side, just haven't created enough. Chances that have come very, very late. And they've been half chances at best. Alexander Schultz. The little touch, it's a little unlucky not to find a red shirt. Ogiwara with the throw. It's nicely done. Ohata. Ogiwara has sold the dummy. Sugioka, that's a nice touch. Kenny Val releases the ball, and this is Ogiwara, and it's 4 against 4. And the defenders do enough again. And they have to leave men forward, and then when they come forward, They have to find the right ball. Disaro. Tsukito still running hard, still covering every blade of grass. Well, the title hopes for Urawa Reds are faint, but they still will remain alive if they can see this through for another minute. Started the day 9 points off the top of the table, and under Friday Night Football they had to set the tone. They set the tone here. Delivery is towards Hashi, half away, and Akimoto has to put it behind for a corner. We're not done yet. Hold on to your seats. It's the last throw of the dice for Satoshi Yamaguchi's side. And the last throw of the dice is the goalkeeper going forward. Can he do the unthinkable? They need a goal. They need anything. And now they've done well to win the ball back. Oh, and just a little bit of adrenaline coursing through the veins. And that will be the final kick of the game. It's a day where the Urawa Reds felt they needed to win to keep alive their faint hopes of winning the J-League this season. And thanks to Jose Cante's 6th goal of the season, it's exactly what they've done. It's a big, big victory for the visitors, but the home side have been brought to their knees once again. 1 win now in 20 in the J-League for Shonan Bellmare, whose fight against relegation is starting to look as though it could become increasingly doomed unless they could turn this around very, very quickly. Today they were full of energy, they were full of effort, they were full of vigour, but they just couldn't create a chance. And when the quality did come, it came from the visitors, who backed up their win in the Champions League in the week with a massive J-League victory tonight. Friday Night Football finishes in Hiratsuka. Shonan Bellmare 0, Urawa Reds 1. Well, the away side were certainly favourites going into the game, and they've backed it up with a big win here. Led brilliantly by Alexander Schultz at the back, the big Dane, commanding and restricting Shonan Bellmare to really half chances. And for Kuroki and Co, it's another big win. Only 72 hours ago they played in the Champions League. Jose Kante, the winner last week against Nagoya Grampus, and it's the winner again in a 1-0 win from the Guinea forward. And tonight's goal was absolutely brilliant, it really was. Beating Daiki Tomi with a bending shot that arced into the top corner of the goal, a goal of the highest quality from him. When a night where they knew they had to win, they've picked up a really big victory. So the top of the table now sees Yokohama F. Marinos with 50 points, Vissel Kobe with 48, and Nagoya Grampus with 45. But on their tails, the Urawa Reds are up to 44 points. And if they can put a string of wins together in the last 9, well, anything is possible. They are the big outsiders, but they've already proved this season by winning the Asian Champions League they can achieve whatever they want to do. Tomorrow, of course, there's a big Yokohama derby, and the Yokohama Mariners play Yokohama FC, which has a bearing on the top and the bottom of the table. Yokohama FC keeping themselves, or staying off the bottom of the table, with Shonan Bellmare's defeat today. They can look to extend their gap to 4 points to the bottom of the table. And of course at the top, Yokohama F. Marinos look to extend their lead at the top as well. Big win though for Urawa Reds in this one. They've won in Hiratsuka by 1-0 in the Lemon Gas Stadium, and it's their players who can take the applause from their fans, the celebration of their fans, and reciprocate it because they have produced a big 3 points. Let's hear from Jose Kante, the goal scorer.
Beautiful goal でした。
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was, yeah, I saw it from like slow motion when I shoot. The ball was very slow. Yeah, thank you very much.
蹴った後にボールがスローモーションで見えて非常にいい感触でした。
岩尾選手からボールを受けて迷わず打っていきましたが、もうもらう前からイメージできていたんでしょうか。